Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to a new game that we're playing today. We're going to be playing Master of Command, the demo, I should specify. Master of Command demo. The game isn't completely out yet. It should be releasing on October 27th, but they have released a demo for the public to play, and this is a game I've been following for a while, one I've been interested in. I haven't played it yet myself, so this will be my first time. We're gonna go ahead and click on a new campaign. Um, and so in the full game, you'll be able to play as five nations. There's Britain and Hanover. I believe this is Aus. Oh no, I can't tell. I know this is France over here, and then I th I think this is Austria here, and then this is Russia. The flags are really similar, and I did not think ahead of time to make sure which one was which. But and then today in the demo we can play as Prussia. And so the game is set during the 1700s, probably around the time of like the Seven Years' War, but it does not specifically claim to be the Seven Years' War. It's just kind of inspired by that time period and by those belligerents in the conflict. Something else that's kind of neat is that each nation has its own kind of like advantages and disadvantages. So Prussia, um, you can see here what it's got its advantage here. Officers gain veterancy faster, but whenever you go into towns to recruit officers, you're going to get three less options than the other nations. And the other interesting thing is that each nation has three starting armies they can choose from, and so they all start a little differently, and they give a different bonus over here. So, for example, with the Prussians, you get 350 reservists or manpower every time you visit a settlement, and then all of these have different bonuses, and they also start with different units. See, these start with two Prussian grenadiers. Here we've got the Freikorps, uh, and then here we've got Prussian musketeers, provincial cavalry, and two Cantonist recruits. And each nation will be different like that. Over here we've got the items that you can give to units to make them stronger. Gives them little bonuses like accuracy and reload, or let's see, will the pipe load? There we go. Accuracy and a debuff to stamina, stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, pretty cool. Um, as I said before, this game has not been released in its entirety yet, so it's still working out some kinks, still trying to figure out some things. So, like for example, when I mouse over here, the tooltip should come up, right? You should just be able to see it. But it seems like if you put the cursor in certain places, it doesn't come up. So hopefully I mean, it's still kind of in development, still working out those little bugs, but I'm confident that we're going to have a good time. Let's go ahead and get started here. And sorry, I've got something in my throat. I'm trying to clear it, but not having very much success. So at the start of every act, and there's three acts in the campaign, you can choose the region that you want to do combat in, and you get um, there are certain kind of like random events on the map that you can trigger by going up and interacting with them. And so, for example, if we secure four encampments, if we interact with four encampment locations, we will get a free unit of Prussian grenadiers. And as you can see, the units are different over in these other regions. And then there's another kind of random event that you can interact with, and you will get what is called a doctrine, or I believe it's also called a stratagem. And so these provide different bonuses for your army should you should you complete this kind of like sub-objective. Um, so being able to sell stuff for more is pretty good. Light infantry combat effectiveness, I think that's very limited, and this is good as well. But I mean, I think we're going to be selling things pretty often, and getting a grenadier unit is good. I was thinking about going with these guys for the cuirassiers, but the other thing I should add is I mentioned there are 3 acts, but the demo will only let you play 1 act. So in reality, we're not going to. Well, actually, we will get this. We don't have to finish the act to get this. We just need to do this objective. So we could go for this. I kind of want to go for the cuirassiers though, because in playthroughs that I've seen, it seems like it's really difficult to get your cavalry upgraded, and so it would just be neat to have some really strong cavalry. Whereas it doesn't seem as difficult to upgrade your infantry. So I'm gonna go with this one, and looks like we'll be fighting. I think this is the Russians, but I'm not 100% sure. It's either the Russians or the Austrians. We'll find out. Act 1, Silesia. Excuse me. All right, so here we go. We get to start off here in the camp screen, and you get to see what everyone looks like. We've got our musketeers here, our recruits, and the provincial cavalry. We've got our general of the army up here, Friedrich II. And these are the like advantages and disadvantages that we're going to be bringing with us throughout the whole campaign. We also have an officer here, and as you can see, he's got some perks. And so we've got orderly, which gives extra stamina and veterancy gain, as well as timely, which gives a reload speed buff and movement speed. So all in all, this is a pretty good officer to have in here. They're also customizable, which is pretty neat. I like this hat. We'll just give him this hat. You can also go in and mess around with the flag and give it different things, whatever you want. So you could be like that. I'm just going to keep it like that for right now. I don't really want to mess around with the flags or the names really too much. That doesn't really interest me all that much, but something else that's really neat is units will gain experience, and as they do, you can upgrade them into stronger units. So for example, these Prussian musketeers, we could turn them into grenadiers, we could turn them into veteran musketeers, and they each have their pros and cons, right? So if we upgrade into the musketeers, we're getting a little bit of an accuracy boost and a reload boost as well. Whereas if we go for the Prussian grenadiers, we're going to lose some men in our regiment, but we're getting a pretty sizable morale boost. We're getting better charge, better melee, better accuracy, better reload. But as you can see, for example, the veteran musketeers, they're not as good in melee as are the grenadiers, and their morale isn't as good. And the grenadiers are just as good at firing as the musketeers, but because they have less men, they're going to be dealing out less damage. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. And then there's other paths that we can go down. So for example, you'll get provincial cavalry that you can turn into better cavalry. Got these Fry infantry that turn into Jaegers, which are like a light infantry skirmisher type unit. As you can see, they've got pretty good pretty good firing stats and very terrible melee. Another option is you can go for the Landmilice, which is like a militia unit, And so these are a lot, well, I imagine they're a little bit better than the Cantonist recruits, probably not incredibly better, uh, but they are better units, and so you're not stuck with your most basic infantry. If you don't want to wait to get the veterancy for musketeers, you can just go into land milice, and then you can upgrade into fusiliers and kind of side grade your way into grenadiers. And so it's kind of like a fun alternative path if you don't want to wait as long to get the Prussian musketeers, but also you're getting infantry that are not as good as the musketeers. So that's kind of like the trade-off. And then there's you're having to upgrade here and then side grade. So you're up front, you're getting a better unit, right? Or you're getting a better unit faster than the Cantonist recruits, but you're going to pay for it in the long run through the veterancy gain that you're going to be waiting to get. Over here we have the artillery. I'm going to try to either buy some artillery or upgrade our Cantonist recruits into artillery. We'll see if we have time for that in this campaign, but I would definitely like to show off the artillery. They're very, they're very mediocre in the beginning, but it seems like they get a lot better as they gain more veterancy, as they gain more cannons in the battery, and so they can be pretty devastating later in the game, but early on they're really nothing to write home about. Also, this provincial cavalry, very weak, very weak cavalry unit, so they're really only going to be good for chasing down routing units or running into units that are about to break. And that's how I'm going to employ them. Okay, so this gives reload and move speed. I'm going to go ahead and give that to our musketeers. This is going to be like our elite fire unit. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and give the red Cantonist recruits this, which will increase their veterancy gain, and it will also, but it lowers their morale. So you see there's a trade-off here. But I'm trying to offset that by reducing the morale damage they receive as well as increasing their morale to make them a better unit. um, So as you can see here, morale is really important because if the morale gets too low, then your unit will rout, meaning it tries to run away. And if the morale hits zero, then the unit shatters. It can't come back at all. Whereas if it's just routing, it can recover its morale. It can come back. So if you're used to playing like the Total War games, or of course, as I've been playing recently, the Ultimate General Civil War games, you'll be pretty familiar with the morale system. Although I would say it's more dynamic in this game than it is in the Total War series. In Total War, I mean, it seems like you have to almost completely destroy a unit before they will rout. Whereas in this game, you'll see that units will rout and then they'll come back, they'll rout and then they come back. And you really need to shatter them if you don't want them coming back once or twice. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here that I should go through. Eventually, we'll be able to upgrade their weaponry. We just need to find some on the battlefield or in shops. And so we're going to go to the campaign screen here. Here's a little thing telling us about the first act. I'll read through it. Just so we're all aware. It says, "War is upon us. General, your army stands at the frontier. Though modest in size, your forces are disciplined and in good order. A nearby depot lies ahead, lightly defended, and may serve as a starting point to begin your campaign, though you'll need to press onward soon after. There are no unusual conditions in this region. The land is passable, the roads are open, and the enemy has not yet entrenched themselves. Still, do not mistake quiet for safety. Stray patrols and pickets roam the countryside, and their arms and equipment may serve our cause better than theirs. We await your progress." And so this line here, it might seem like a throwaway, saying there are no unusual conditions in this region, but that is because in Act 2, you'll have winter hit you, and winter makes the campaign a little bit harder because your army is constantly eating provisions every day, and winter increases that rate of consumption for your provisions. And so this just lets us know, hey, there's nothing weird about Act 1, but Act 2 and then Act 3 will have special conditions that make the campaign a little harder. And while we're paused here, I'm just going to point out a couple of things. As I said, we kind of have some resources up here that we have to manage. So the first one is dollars. I might also reference it as gold, just for simplicity. But this is, of course, what you use to buy equipment. You gain it by selling equipment, and also by just participating in battles. You'll get dollars from going into battle. Provisions, I mean, this is what your army is eating every day. If you run out of provisions, you will start to suffer attrition, and your army will start to bleed men really rapidly. Reservists, this is how you replenish your losses after a battle. And then ammunition, this is, of course, how you replenish your ammunition that you spend in battle. We also have over here various marching stances. And so you can see they each have they all have trade-offs. There's something good about them and something that maybe makes you not want to do it as much. So the march is pretty standard. There's no bonuses or negatives associated with it. Forced march, you're going to move faster, but you're also going to consume provisions 50% faster. Your campaign visibility, right, what you can see around you, is decreased, and your army is going to replenish more slowly. And the way replenishment works is you spend your manpower, your reservists here in the camp to bring your units back up to full strength, but they actually need time to pass. They need a couple of days in order to train and actually be integrated into the unit that they're supposed to be replenishing. So um, all that is to say that when you're in forced march, you're going to replenish more slowly. So if you're going to be fighting like back-to-back battles, and you want to try to get a day or two of replenishment, maybe this isn't the move for you. Raid, you can go ahead and use the raid stance when you're standing next to a town. Let's see. So if I were to come over here and stand next to league nets, I could use the raiding stance, and I would be provided. Sorry, I'm just since my finger is still broken, I'm still I mean it's healing. But I did have a broken finger. It's healing well, but I'm still trying to get used to it, and so uh the camera commands are on WASD, but um I would rather they be on the arrow key. Oh, I can use the arrow keys. Sorry. I'm just being silly. Ignore me. I'm going to go ahead and turn off something in my settings then because I had turned on the edge panning. And so we're going to turn that off since the arrow keys will work for me. I was getting distracted because every time I tried to mouse over something, the screen started panning over. Uh, where was I? Anyway, if I stand over here next to league nets and I go into a raiding stance, then you can get money and you can get food each day pillaging this village. And then if you burn it all the way to the ground, there's like a meter that depletes over time. And if you deplete the meter, then you will also get some extra items there. And so if you are desperate for food or for money, you can go and raid down a town. I'm also thinking that it could be useful for something else, and I'll explain that in just a moment. It has to do with the enemy HQ over here. Oh, and that's neat. It actually tells you what day it'll arrive. But I'll get there. Next, we can drill. Drilling means that you're going to be burning through your ammunition every day, and you can't move, but your units as well as your officers are going to be gaining experience, and ideally you'll be able to level them up if you're drilling them. And it's nice if you've got a lot of ammunition, you can just kind of burn through that a little bit and gain some experience. Lastly, we have the foraging stance, which allows you to reduce your provision consumption, but it will slow down your movement speed. So if you're getting really desperate for food, you can go into forage stance and try to decrease that depletion until you can until you can get to a town or fight a battle or something and replenish your provisions. And so over here, I was mentioning the enemy headquarters. This is important because the enemy headquarters is kind of like the final boss for the act. And as you can see, they are right here. This is the enemy headquarters. You can tell because the tooltip popped up. You can also tell because they have these four diamonds. The diamonds kind of represent the type of army that you're fighting. And so four diamonds is the HQ army, and I'll point out the other armies as we come across them. But this is like the final boss. Over time, they are going to increase the amount of men they have until they get to this number, 12,425. And then, and you can also see here, this bar represents their strength, and it's going to increase over time. And once this bar is full, the headquarters will activate and they will come and chase you down. And I believe that they move faster than you on all speeds except for maybe forced march. I can't quite remember, but they are generally faster than you and they will catch you. So you cannot run away from them forever. But that is going to be and so what you're doing in this act is you're trying to fight and gather strength in preparation for this battle. And so that's what we're going to do. I'm trying to think if there's anything I haven't gone through. Here we have our sub-objectives, so let's go look at it. Encampments. It automatically reveals where all the encampments are on the map, and so once we go and clear them, 4 of them more specifically, we'll get our cuirassiers, and then when we do 5 convoys, we will get our stratagem, which is the oblique order. And so I'm going to go ahead and look at the map and try to figure out what I want to do. Honestly, it seems like the convoys are mostly here in the south and well away from the road, which is a shame because you move faster on the road, and I don't really want to go off the road that much. So I'm trying to see if there's like an area I can go to try to hit like a lot of things. We can hit a convoy here, an encampment here, convoy here, encampment here, encampment, and then I would just need one more. So I could go encampment, 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 or encampment, encampment, and then swing up here, encampment, encampment. But it's going to take a while to try to walk across all this land. So I might go. I'm just trying to figure out how I can do this without backtracking, really. Convoy, encampment, swing down here, encampment, swing back up, maybe get this convoy. Oh, I could do this encampment because it's not as far to walk from here to here. Yeah, I think I'll do it. I mean, I don't know if there is like a most efficient path to take here, but I'm just going to try to do my best. I mean, honestly, maybe just walking down through here would be for the best because then I would hit this encampment, I'd hit that encampment, and then I could come back up here, do all of this, swing down here, get that encampment, and then try to do these convoys down here. Maybe that is what I'll do. I don't love the idea of walking off the road into the grassland, but so be it. In any case, I've taken too long talking here. As you can see, there's a supply cache here, so we're going to go up and grab it. We're going to unpause, and there we go. Turns out you have to right-click to move your army. I didn't know that, so I kind of spent 2 days sitting there. And so here you get the option to choose a resource that you want. So you can take money or food or ammunition, and then you'll fight a battle. So what I want to do is I want to take the money because I'm going to need the money to buy more units, to expand my army, etc. And then everything else, I mean, I think we can mostly get from doing battles. And yes, we are fighting the Russians, and they're going to have 2 infantry units and a cavalry unit. All right, here we are. Um, one other thing I wanted to mention is that this game kind of reminds me of a mashup of Battle Brothers and the Total War games, if you've ever played those. The campaign map reminds me a lot of Battle Brothers, and then the battles remind me of Total War, albeit with a kind of like a cartoony Total War. Uh, However, don't be fooled by kind of the cartoonish graphics and design. I think this has a lot of potential. I think the gameplay here has a lot of potential to be good. So I'm just going to go ahead and get our units ready. I would like to march and take this hill. So one thing I think is really cool about this game is that depending on the way your unit is arranged, so you can see here, my move speed here is 32.6, but if I put them into a deep column formation, it becomes 50, and it lets them move a lot faster. And so depending on the sort of formation your unit is in, it will affect uh, the way that they move. I believe it affects their like melee and charge stats as well. So like if I spread him out, he's a little worse on the charge. I think it looks like our accuracy will also change. So in a line, it's got 52 accuracy. If I put him into a column, he's at 50 now. So as you can see, formation matters. And where you're at matters as well. So like in these woods, we have a little shield here representing cover. Um, and so you can see the cover means that I'm going to be taking less damage than if I were just out here in the open. Elevation is also important. Elevation, I believe it increases your accuracy. It might decrease the damage that you take, but I'm not 100% certain on that. I'm just going to come over here and look at the enemy army real quick. They're going to be moving very slowly. So I'm fairly certain that we can come up and take this hill. I'm going to want these 2 units taking the hill. I'm going to have our cantonists, our unequipped, really, cantonists moving over here, and I'm going to have them off to the side, and they will hopefully have the cavalry coming after them. We'll see. This is very interesting. Cavalry actually moves faster when you spread it out a little bit. And here's our general. The general can go into combat, but is not really good at combat. So you don't really want to send them in, especially because if the general gets killed, your morale is going to take a huge dip, and it's just not good. Anyway, I think we're ready. Let's go ahead and get started. And we'll have our guys march up. We'll have the general come behind them. We'll move our cavalry up as well. I'm going to have the cavalry kind of come over here. And I think our men are sprinting. I think everyone starts sprinting in the beginning, so I'm just going to turn that off. I don't want everybody running right now. especially because they're going to get tired and it's going to hurt their combat effectiveness. Now we're going to go ahead and spread out our line here. Make sure we have 3 rows of men. I think that's the most efficient formation. We'll keep the general nearby. Looks like we recovered our stamina, so let's run into position here. I think we're good over here as well, so let's run into position. Now you can see we've got that elevation bonus, so that's going to be helping us. Let's go ahead and get our recruits spread wide and ready to fire. And I'm going to move the cavalry up to support. I'm going to move the general forward a little bit. Oh, here you can see the kills and the losses that each unit has taken. So here we've caused 130 kills. Haven't taken any losses yet because these units haven't done anything. I'm going to move the cavalry out wide. And we're dishing out damage. They still haven't fired. I guess they're just looking to close the distance before firing, maybe being in the tree cover as well. But as you can see, not very effective at all. And we see we have cavalry incoming, so we're going to turn off fire at will here. And we're going to turn it back on now. Hopefully they will aim and fire in time. There we go. Cause a retreat. Looks like these recruits are still closing in. And we shattered that cavalry. As you can see, they were routing, but then we just completely shattered them. We're gonna go ahead and have our cavalry come around the back here, and I'm going to want to charge them in right after this volley, and then I'm going to charge in these recruits as well. Let's get running, and let's get you into a firing position here. So we're going to have them fire and then charge. And then let's get our cavalry in. Something else that's interesting is you have this charge meter that fills up, and once it fills up, you cannot call off the charge. You cannot give orders to the unit. It has to make contact and then deplete the charge bar. Anyway, we've won our first battle. It's pretty easy. That's a little bit of a tutorial battle for people to see how the game works. And so we got some money there. Very nice. We also captured some equipment. Very neat. Let's see what we need. We could go money and ammunition. We didn't really take many losses, so I'm going to avoid that. And I could get more experience for my men, but I'm going to go with the money. Or should I go for the money? debating between the experience and the money. I think we'll have enough stuff to sell, so maybe I just go for the veterancy right now. Just make our guys better. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Great, so we got 2 promotions, and then you'll go back to the camp screen after battle, and you'll have the opportunity to replenish your men and the ammunition. And let's go ahead and let's give the greatcoats to our cavalry. Go ahead and reduce the melee damage that they'll be taking, which is good. And I am going to give the coffee and the accuracy. Yeah, to our guys here, and we'll give them the cartridge box too, just for fun. This isn't super necessary though. I don't think I'm going to go down the land milice line right now. But anyway, I was just kind of looking at what we could do here. And let's go ahead and come back out here. And I'm going to go ahead and come down here. Actually, I could just do this. I think I'll do that because I want the manpower that we'll get from coming to this location. So here we got our reservists, and we can also sell that, which is basically just for money. And then there's things we can buy here like canister or quartered musket balls, which is pretty neat. I would like to buy the quartered musket balls. I think that's really cool. But I also want to save money to open up a new brigade. So we'll just hold off on that for right now. And we'll leave camp. Oh, we've got a stable over here for cavalry equipment. And let's go resolve this convoy. So here we go, munitions convoy. Oh, I could go for the specialized ammunition here. Let's see. I could capture 2 weapons and just make my recruits a little bit better. Take the cannon or take specialty ammunition. I'm just going to go ahead and seize the weapons right now. So we got a bayonet and a Delft musket. Let's go to camp and compare. So the Delft, I think it has better range than the Potsdam. I think that's what the little ball indicator is. Let's see. Yes, it is range. So the Delft has better range, and honestly, that looks like that might be it. Okay, so the Delft has longer range and better reload than the Warn musket, but is slightly less accurate. So maybe I'll give these guys the Delft musket. And then we've got these light bayonets. I'm going to give that to these guys, the Cantonist recruits. Sorry, I realize I have 2 Cantonist recruits. Maybe I should. I need to find a way to differentiate them, because I can't quite tell the difference. at the moment. In any case, let's go ahead and head down. There's some deer here. Let's go ahead and check that out. Oh, there's an army. We could get money, provisions. Let's go ahead and take the pelts. Okay, good. That'll trade in for a pretty penny. And there is a Russian army over here that I could engage. I'm not confident if I want to at the moment, considering my I only have these 4 units. So I'm not sure if I want to engage them or if I want to just avoid that one for right now. They've got about 1,500 more men than me, which means they probably have like an extra infantry unit. So I'm probably just gonna back off for now. Okay. I'm already good on weaponry. Let's go ahead and take these resources, and let's go deal with this encampment down here. Oh, they caught me. I was gonna move into, I was going to go into Force March to try to get here and buy some infantry, or buy another unit, but we'll just fight them. I think we can take them. I'm not really too frightened. Oh, I kind of don't like that they have these musketeers. I thought these were all going to be recruit units, but it's fine. We'll be fine. I just need to kind of play it smart and get into a good position to hold. So let's see. We could quickly march into the town. The town will provide really good cover. Let's see. And the musketeers will be on the right, so that's probably where I'm going to put my own musketeers. I'm just trying to figure out if there are any better places for me to hold my ground. Could try to move into the woods and try to shatter if we just all concentrate like here and focus fire on these recruits there, maybe. If we can just focus down this guy and turn it into a equal 3v3 and have the cavalry chase him down, maybe I will do that instead of just trying to duke it out. Let's try to do this like that. Bring over our cavalry as well as Friedrich, and let's go ahead and advance. Let's try to get into the woods. That should give us some cover. Bring the cavalry out, move Friedrich, and we'll speed things up. Oh, I didn't give them an order. Oops. And let's go ahead and start getting into battle formations. Yeah, I'll have them move like that. You can walk into position. I know you're not doing great on stamina. I wonder if there's a key that tells me how the units are lined up, because I would love to be able to see that without I would love to just see like where my other units are lining up so that I know how to line up my additional units. I realize that doesn't make a lot of sense, but for example, I want to put these guys into a nice line formation, but it's hard to tell because I don't know where my musketeers are lining up exactly. I'm going to bring these cantonists around here and just kind of let my men here do work. Let's go ahead and bring Friedrich over here. Let's run into position and then open fire. Very good. I'm not sure what these guys are thinking. I guess they just want to be really close. Before they open fire. And I'm going to go ahead and charge them. You guys don't have to run, you can walk. Let's go ahead and try to boost their morale if possible. Okay, good. They are retreating. Cavalry keep chasing them. You men get into position here. And we'll see if we can't shatter them. I'm going to speed things up a little bit. Don't open fire. Just want you walking. Oh, looks like we are getting shot at here. Let's have you men come out wide. And you can run into position now. Let's bring the cavalry out. I'm going to slow down again. And let's go ahead and charge into these recruits here. Take them out. Actually, let's go for the artillery. The artillery is a bigger threat at the moment than these units that are routing off. Never mind, they are not routing off the battlefield. Let's pull back. So ideally, the cavalry is going to get to charge these cannons, and it looks like they'll make it because they survived the fire from that battery. And let's fire down the side of this unit instead of firing head on at these recruits. Okay, we've destroyed them, which is good. I'm just going to go ahead and bring the cavalry over here. I'm going to have them walk, try to regain some of their stamina. I think my musketeers are... Actually, they are winning this firefight. It just didn't really seem like it. I'm going to move... Yeah, I'm gonna move them like this. We'll just keep letting the musketeers duke it out. And they got a chance to recover some of their stamina, so I'm going to bring them back into the battle. I'm going to have you men run into position. I don't love that the provincial cavalry is fighting like everyone over here. I just want them to hit this one unit. Oh dear. Here, let's launch our own melee attack here. Okay, looks like they're all in retreat now. So now we just need to rout these last Russians from the field. I don't want Friedrich getting in the thick of it, I just want providing the morale. There we go. Alright, so that was a bloodier battle than I would have liked. But we won in the end. Oh, and so since that army had 1 diamond, that was a patrol. That means they just kind of walk along these roads. Kind of looking for your army, but mostly patrolling around towns and such. Let's see. Okay, very nice. I've got a lot of money now. I lost a fair amount of guys there, so maybe I'll go for the reservists. I'm not sure. Or maybe I'll just buy I'll just get more money. Because I'll be able to, I will get reservists when I visit a town, and I'll be able to buy it pretty easily, so let's just go for some more money. And nice, got a lot of promotions there. Let's go ahead and give these guys horseshoes, absolutely. And I can spend money to give them more equipment, but I'm not super enthusiastic about that. Let's see, do I want to give these guys the Delft muskets as well? Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it. Accuracy will go down a little bit, but it's kind of negligible. Let's restore what we can and march into town here. Ooh, okay, good, we made it to town first. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a little bit of replenishment. I'll buy a little bit of manpower there and some more replenishment. Can I turn you into artillery? I can if I want to. And let's see what we've got here. I could get more cavalry, which I don't really need. I could buy Cantonus. I could buy just a straight up artillery unit, which maybe I will do. Let's go ahead and sell some junk. So Yeah, definitely all of this needs to go. The cartridge boxes, I think I will keep for right now. But I can sell them later if I need to. Let's go ahead and purchase a new brigade. And it's too many menus. We'll get the artillery. Excellent. Just like I wanted. I could also get these recruits. I mean, since I'm going into battle, why not? Looks like we have a new perk that we can unlock here. And so this guy he's very big on stamina and speed and reload. So I want to keep that in mind. Combat effectiveness, that seems pretty good. Yeah, let's do that. Let's take a look at the cavalry. Okay, so I need either 5 or 4 in order to upgrade them. I'm just kind of looking here. Yeah, I mean, I can give them back the cartridge boxes. They've also done a pretty good job upgrading. And I think I do want them to be the Prussian Musketeers. I'm trying to think if there's any reason not to. I gave them the heavy socket bayonet, so I think I want him to be like a grenadier unit eventually. Let's go ahead and upgrade here. But yeah, I definitely want to have a good line going. Okay, I'm feeling good about this. I might run away a little bit just to make sure that my units get replenishment. Let's just do like one more day, and let's go fight. Okay, let's see what they've got. They've got some musketeers, recruits, recruit, hussar. Nothing too scary. Okay, so now okay, okay. Let me see where their musketeers are at. So their musketeers are here in the middle. Actually, it looks like even though they're called musketeers, they are a type of light infantry skirmisher unit. And the hussars are right behind them. So I think I will put my 2 musketeers units in the center to try to counter their strength in the center, and then I will overwhelm the flanks with my cavalry and recruits. Over here I'm just looking at the stats. It looks like these guys are fairly not great in melee, whereas the frontier recruits are. So I'm going to put the cavalry on this edge to charge into them at some point. So let's go both of our musketeer units. And I think we'll just take this hedgerow here, try to occupy that, and have everyone else go out wide. Yeah, let's put you guys here, and you guys here, and you'll have the cavalry backing you up. Here they are. I was gonna say, where's the cavalry? And then we'll have our artillery, of course. Maybe I'll have the artillery sit here on the hill, or maybe I'll move them up closer. I'm not sure. I'll probably have them close because they're more accurate the closer they are, and I want them gaining veterancy quickly. Is my big issue. So let's go ahead and advance. Advance here, advance here. Everybody seems to be walking, which is good. So let's put a unit here on this hedgerow, and here. These hedges, actually, or are they fences? Okay, they are hedges. Just want to make sure I wasn't blind. So yeah, let's go ahead and put these men here. Like that. And let's deploy the artillery here. Let's run you guys into position so that you're ready. I don't want to be shooting these musketeers just because they're so spread out. I think we're going to be unlikely to hit them. Let's actually just back you up. Let's put you here. Yeah, as you can see, not super great. Only 16 damage there. Darn, we got shot as we were still forming up. Not great. I need them running. I thought they were running into position. I guess not. I'm gonna let these guys take another volley on them. And I was gonna swing them here to the center, but I don't like the way this cavalry is moving. Okay, good. We've pushed them out. These panders, I thought they would have bad melee, but they actually have decent melee. I'll give that to them. Let's try to pull back our recruits a little bit. Never mind. Just fire when you can. If you can. I need to remember that the units get a they get a bracing bonus. And so sometimes it's better to just hold them in position instead of trying to move them out of the way of a charge. Hoping that my provincial cavalry is enough to defeat these hussars. Looks like it. Very nice. Let's go ahead and bring our provincial cavalry back. Let's fire here. Move our cantonists up. And let's take a shot on these guys. Down their flank. Excellent. Got them retreating. And got them shattered. Let's bring up the artillery. These cantonists are content with retreating at the moment, so let's see if we can't bring them back. I'm going to speed things up here. And we'll get these guys moving forward. Cantonists are back. I'm going to let them reload and then move them forward. Let's bring up our provincial cavalry. Let's hold fire. Oh, let's slow it down. Okay, I think that was it, because I had the game going too fast. It wasn't as effective as I would have liked. And I didn't have another chance to bring my cavalry in. I kind of sat with them on the wings for too long. There we go, another victory. Oh great, I'll be able to improve my my cavalry with these horses. I did lose some men. So maybe I'm just thinking too much. Let's just go ahead and replenish our manpower before we get into another battle. And I'm going to take them and see if I can get them to the artillery, get the artillery improving faster. Where's my cavalry? Let's give them the good horse. And let's upgrade these men into musketeers. Very nice. And we'll give you the gators. And I'm going to give you guys that. We're still a couple of points off of the veteran musketeers, so we'll hold off. I'll give you the cartridge boxes. Worn swords. Okay. So I could use some more men, which we will resolve that once we get to Landeshut. Let's just go ahead and take the supplies. Let's move up here, and we can come do that convoy and work our way back up here. Okay, there we go. Replenish. Anything good here at the powder house? Quartered musket, that's kind of cool. What does this say? Infantry recruitable -2, and they cost 10% more, so that's not great. Should not buy units here, is basically what that means. But I will buy some manpower, just because I think we'll need it. What is this again? Reload, reload, accuracy. Okay. So this can be given to artillery, which is kind of interesting. I'm not sure how useful it would be. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back on the campaign map. I could chase down this army, and I think that I will. Just because I want to farm as much experience from these battles as I can. I mean, they give me resources and experience, so why shouldn't I do them? Even if they're not always the most exciting. Let's see. Looks like more of these Pander Musketeers, Frontier recruits, so I shouldn't charge into them. And they've got some provincial cavalry that is not anything to write home about. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same. Put our musketeers here in the center, and just kind of let them walk forward. I'm going to put. Oh, that's right. I have 3 musketeers now. No pun intended. No reference to the 3 musketeers intended. And let's put these recruits off to the side here with our cavalry. We'll have the artillery doing whatever it wants to with our main line of infantry. And let's go ahead and move forward. So ideally, what I think we'll do is we'll take up a position here in the town. We'll take up a position here in the woods. And we'll run our guys into position here. You don't need to be in position. You can just walk your way around. Let's keep the artillery moving up. Let's move up the cantonists, move up our cavalry, move our general. And let's actually move up a little bit more. Okay, so being in the buildings gives you cover, which is good to know. Nice, good shot. Try to spread our guys out a little bit. Let's deploy the artillery. Let them start hitting these frontier recruits. Maybe we'll even knock some cavalry out. Oops. Cantonists. Let's get into better position here. Our cavalry is running. Actually, here, just charge these guys. We should be able to defeat them pretty handily. Shoot the guys in front of you. On Cantonus, you keep moving forward here, and cavalry move forward this way. Fire whoever can. No worries. Let's move up here. And straighten out here. I want to chase these men down. Okay, we're back on volley fire. I think. I think we're on volley fire. Good, cavalry's getting some more kills before the battle ends. Got some gold. Some beer, interesting. And spontoons, it will give extra veterancy gain. So now let's see what we're in need of. I've got plenty of men, that's not an issue. Could turn into veterancy. I would really like that. Yeah, let's do that. Very good. Replenish all men and ammunition. Where's my cavalry? So I could make them receive less melee damage at the cost of their move speed, which I don't mind. I'll do that. I'll give these guys the melee damage. Sorry, melee damage reduction, I should say. And yeah, those are all fine. I wonder if I can give him Spontoon and make him gain veterancy even faster. No, it doesn't look like it. I can here. And we can take that out and give him the beer, sure. Or I could spend 50 gold to give to the cavalry, but maybe I'll do that down the line, not right now. Okay. Let's go take care of this convoy. So I could fight a battle and get some items, or I could delay the enemy HQ by 1 week, but I don't think I need to do that. I think it's not coming for like another 100 days. So I would rather take the items and fight this army. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go into camp real quick. And can you be upgraded? Almost. Maybe after this battle. Oh, okay, this would be interesting. So let's give you the Shepherd's Axe. So now you have a covered base of 10, and you have the Shepherd's Axe, which is kind of really interesting. Let's see. So the accuracy is better with these land pattern muskets, but reloads goes up a little bit. I don't mind that. Let's do this. I'll give these guys the Potsdam, I guess. Yeah, sure. Everything else we don't really have Actually, there we go. Make the artillery a little faster. And, sure. Take less morale damage, please. Okay. I think with that, we're good. Here. Let's, oh, okay. This is gonna be a field army, so this is a 2-star, or 2-diamond army. I guess I could call them stars. It actually looks like they have little divots coming out of them. But, so this is a field army. It's a little stronger. These will seek me out and relentlessly try to destroy me, but we're stronger than it. So let's go ahead and just take this fight. And these units should be stronger than patrols, but it doesn't really seem like it is. At least this one. We probably that army probably low rolled on its units. So let's go ahead and see how they're distributed. We've got musketeers over here, serfs here, observation units here. And the artillery behind them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is deploy my 3 musketeer units. Sounds kind of funny, I know. I wonder if we can take this hill. That would actually be kind of interesting to try to like rush for that hill. Let's do it. And I'll have my Cantonists and my artillery will come up with the musketeers. Oops. I want all 3 of you guys over here. Cantonists will be kind of coming out wide along with the cavalry, and artillery is just going to be moving up. Oh, that's great. You can give like sequence of order commands, so they're going to march here around this water hazard, a lake or whatever it is, I don't know, pond. So they're going to march around it, and then they're going to march up here like I asked them to. In fact, maybe I have them march up here on the road and then try to guide them in like that. And I'll do the same with the cavalry. Let's move general forward. I don't think we'll have sole control of the hill, but we'll have more units on it. We'll have 4 units to their 1, perhaps 2. I think I'll just have the artillery deploy right here. That wasn't fantastic. But let's start to get into a battle line here. There must be a way to see where units are going to deploy at. I can't imagine there wouldn't be. Speaking of deploy, let's get the artillery deployed. And these units are better in a firefight, so I would rather wipe them out quickly. Yeah, we've just got our guys moving pretty quickly here along the road. This is awesome. Let's bring the general up. Definitely run into position. Cavalry start moving over here. Same with you. And we've broken them. Fire when possible. What's kind of fun here is we've got these, so we should have pretty good charge resistance and should just, yeah, throw back the cavalry pretty easily. Why don't you men charge in? Go back to volley fire. Oh, nice, we shattered them. Keep these cantonists coming. Let's rack up those kills. Very good. I just want them getting more and more kills. Just keep on working working that experience. And I'm going to have these cantonists charge in. And let's take out this artillery. It costs a lot of men, but it will all be worth it. I'm sure. Let's speed things up here. Pretty sure these guys will rout in the next volley. There we go. Very nice. Got some really good gold there. Oh, we've got saddles, gun picks, limber chest. Very cool. We didn't lose too many men, so I'm not going to conscript. I think could go for the extra money and a little bit of ammunition, but I think I'm going to go for the veterancy. I really want to upgrade our artillery and our cavalry. Okay, one more, and then I can get the field artillery. Which will be really neat. I can upgrade to Prussian Dragoons. Or I could go for Hussars and maintain my light cavalry. 70. I think I'm going to go for the Dragoons, because I just think having the cuirassiers will be really cool. There we go, Prussian Dragoons. And let's go ahead and give you guys the limber chest, so you're not using as much ammunition. Oh, and here we can upgrade you guys. I think I'm going to make them the light infantry variant. Just because it sounds interesting. We'll give you guys this. +4, +2, stamina. Stamina is important. Accuracy and move speed. Alright, perfect. And you guys need 5 to upgrade, okay. Melee damage on a light infantry unit, probably not the best, but it's what we got. Maybe I will give them, maybe I'll give them the canteen instead. Okay. Let's go ahead and visit this next town over here, and we'll make our way up, I guess, like that. So let's see what we've got. I could go to the barracks. And Freikorps recruits. Oh yeah, the Freikorps, that's like a totally different it's like a totally different upgrade tree. So let's yeah, let's get the Freikorps. I think that could be interesting. Oh, and here's the Freikorps artillery. Yeah, let's do that. I could give the artillery different ammunition. Buck and ball. Let's go ahead and look at the new Freikorps units that I got. So it looks like there's 1,200. I wonder what it would be like to take kind of these light infantry and like give them something crazy like buck and ball, and just let them run around the flanks and just keep shooting into people with that. I think that would be pretty entertaining. With that being said, do I actually want to do that? What do I want to do here? I think I'll get rid of the Worn Musket for sure. Everything else, I kind of just want to hang on to for the moment. Maybe not these heavy jackets. Yeah, let's get rid of the heavy jackets. We'll hold on to everything else for right now. I I am good with the artillery taking the canister. I think that's pretty fun. And I think I will take the buck and ball. And maybe let's buy another officer. I don't love our options. This is probably the best one, I think. Yeah, we'll buy this guy. Let's go into camp here, and let's give our artillery. Let's give them this over the ammunition consumption. That doesn't really matter too much. And let's go in here and give our Freikorps Fusiliers the buck and ball, because I think that sounds funny. Freikorps troops, what can you guys turn into? So you can turn into these cavalry. You could be Jaegers, Grenadiers. Maybe Freikorps Grenadiers could be interesting. I don't really want a small artillery battery like that. But Freikorps Grenadiers could be interesting. Or maybe the Hussars. Well, I think I'm gonna go for the Grenadiers. Anyway, let's get you guys kitted out. Let's see, sure. And I mean, these guys are okay in melee. Yeah, maybe I will just have them be like my melee troop, along with these guys once they hit Grenadier status. Do I want them to take less morale damage? Oh yeah, they don't have very good morale. So yeah, why don't you guys take less of that, please? Okay, with that, I think we can go ahead and leave camp here. I am going to sell our lumber chest, and everything else I'm going to hold on to just for right now. Maybe the cartridge box as well, just because, yeah, let's just do that and take the money. And, oh, did I put my, yes, he is in here. So combat effectiveness and morale damage dealt is going to be better for these guys. Oh, volley fire replaced by fire by rank. That's really cool. Yeah, let's do that. That is awesome. So let's move the dragoons out. And let's move our Fusiliers over here. And I really want to test out that fire by rank. I think that sounds so cool. I think I'll probably try to do one more battle and then we'll call it an end for this video, but I'm having a lot of fun. I hope you guys are too. Let's go check out this encampment. And I'm gonna force march just because we have the food for it. Yeah, let's do that. Let's come over to this outpost. I'm gonna give them ammunition. Oh no. Well, that's a shame. Let's go over here to League Nets. I think we haven't gotten. Yep. Like I said, we haven't gotten our reservists from here yet. Oh, a foundry. I would love to give my artillery a better gun. Absolutely. Let's see. Ooh, item costs are down. I would have enough to buy a bronze 6-pounder, so maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I'm gonna sell off all this. Buy that. Let's go into camp. Let's give our guys a shiny new gun. And then we can sell this iron 3-pounder. Cool. I am so excited for that. Okay, so Foundry has the artillery, Gunsmith has weapons, like rifles and, sorry, not rifles, muskets, carbines, etc. I do want a carbine for my Dragoons. I think that would be good. Maybe I'll give them the Tula carbines, because these are pretty good in melee, and they're cheap. So let's do that. Come over here. Boom. Okay. I wonder... It probably would have been better to give them a sword now that I think about it, but oh well. I'm wondering if this is bugged. It's not showing any increase. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go ahead and leave League Nets. Let's come do this encampment. We'll stay on Force March. Let's go get some reservists real quick. Perfect. Oops, escape doesn't let me out. Let's do this encampment. We could get an officer. We'll try. Whether we got him or not, we definitely got cuirassiers. It looks like we failed. Which is fine. Because now we have really cool cavalry. Okay. So I guess only the sword will increase their stats here. Is at least what that looks like. Let's go ahead and come over this way, do this convoy. Oh, okay, here we go. This will be the last battle of this episode. So let's make it a good one. We've got some Cossack cavalry, surf recruits, Russian musketeers. Nothing too scary. What I want to find is there's some encamped armies, and they're a little bit stronger. And if you beat them, you get a stratagem. And I would definitely love to find one of those and fight one of them, because I feel like our army is doing pretty well for itself at the moment. In any case, I think what we're going to do is we're going to advance, try to take over this town, maybe hold a position here. Maybe I move the my Freikorps boys. No, not the is it not the Freikorps, the Fry infantry. Yeah, give these guys the buck and ball and have them come around on the flank. I think that would be so entertaining. But yes, let's put all of our musketeers here. Let's put our Freikorps recruits out on the flank here. I'm gonna have the dragoons over here with my fusiliers. I'm gonna have the cuirassiers out here. Artillery here. General. Sure, come take that high ground. Oh yeah, artillery, please move up. Oh, that's right, I have canister. So I should try to open up a lane of fire. Let's have the artillery come over here, just because their cavalry is both kind of leaning this way. So I'm gonna have you guys form up here, you here, and let's kind of put you in the reserve a little bit. Got my men here ready to go. Let's move the general up. Cuirassiers took their spot on the hill here. Let's form up into firing line here. Let's have our musketeers also coming up to help. Yeah, let's get in the buildings. You guys come here. The cavalry is trying to cheat. They're going way off the screen. Come on, how's that fair? Let's limber up the guys here. And try to hit these musketeers if you can. No, not the Fusiliers, back out. No, get out, get out. Try to line up and then start taking shots. Very nice. Okay, so it didn't go as well as I expected, but it was still kind of entertaining. After this shot, I'm going to have them load canister. There we go. Let's try to move the Freikorps up a little bit and get on that fence line. There we go. Hey, good job, Dragoons. Really appreciate your work. Oh, and let's, are you guys doing the volley fire? Oh wait, it's only, Yeah, yeah, yeah. Volley fire. Oh, look at them! They are firing by rank. That is so cool. Oh my goodness, I love that. There we go, move up. And these guys only free fire, interesting. Let's try to move up on their flank here. Let's get our Fry Infantry Fusiliers moving up. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in on them. Just walking, having a good time. They should be running. Let's go. Everyone here, run into position. I love the fire by rank. This is so cool. Let's get the artillery some more damage. Very nice. I think there was one gun that didn't fire. Maybe it's because it doesn't have a clean firing line. There we go. Let's get our musketeers moving forward. And I'm gonna have the cuirassiers charge in. Get in your last shots. There we go. Victory! Alright. Oh, some more cavalry to give to our cuirassiers, military treaties that we can give to our artillery, and some regimental flags that we can just sell off. Let's see if we're low on anything. Probably ammunition, which would give us more money. I have no problem with that. And with that, we can go ahead and upgrade our artillery. Make them field artillery, which will give them, I think, 2 extra batteries. They'll be a little bit slower reloading, but they'll be more accurate, and they'll be able to dish out more damage because they'll just have more guns in the battery. We can take off that veterancy gain, and let's give them this. They also don't really need the move speed, so I'm going to take that from them. And our Fry Infantry Fusiliers. I guess they don't need the fire by rank because they are like a skirmisher type unit. So in any case, okay, they reload faster and they have stamina and they have stamina. Maybe they don't need that much stamina. Maybe we better not give them the gators. Sure, we'll give them canteens because I think everyone else is loaded up. And yeah, I kind of like what everyone else has. Well, I guess we don't need the move speed here. We can just get them upgraded faster. I have no problem with that. And I ended up giving them back the half gator, so there you go. In any case, I think that's where we're going to end it for today. I had a lot of fun. I think this is going to be a really fun game to play once it has been fully released. Again, I'm playing the demo. I'm just playing Act 1, which is uh, like a third of the campaign, and I'm only playing with this one army, but I am just enjoying it so much. If you guys have any questions, please leave a comment below. I'm happy to try to answer it. I've been following this game in development for the last few months, and I feel like I know a lot about what's going on. So feel free to use me as a resource. And hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Um, and we'll see you in the next video. Last thing I want to say is I am going to be finishing up uh, my Ultimate General Civil War Union campaign. That is not going away, but I am going to be mixing this in from time to time. So thanks everybody. Bye.